Bernard, you okay there?
Fine.
Okay. I saw you running and you got...
Right here.
Okay, everybody, we're going to try to get this meeting started. Can y'all hear me okay?
Yes.
Okay, we'll go with roll call for Jeanette's purposes. Magistrate Metcalf,
Present.
Magistrate Coulter,
Here.
Magistrate Ice,
Here.
Magistrate Lear,
Here.
and Magistrate Shelburne.
Present.
He's a still present, but he did answer. He's a ventriloquist. He's a ventriloquist. Everybody, Jeanette, are you ready? She got hers muted though. Okay, we have other department heads here today that will be giving their individual reports. First order of business would be the minutes from the April 7 meeting. Everybody had a chance to review those minutes?
Yeah.
Entertain a motion to approve the minutes.
I'll make that motion.
Motion been made by Keith Metcalf. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Second by Gary Coulter. I'm going to do just a regular vote today. All approved, say aye. Disapprove? Motion carries. Some of you guys are freezing up again. Next will be your bills list and your additional bills list.
And transfers.
And transfers. Thank you, Keith. You will notice on the additional bills list, the Batwing mower, the Bush Hall came in, one of them. And there's quite a few transfers. Those are towards the end of the year, last quarter type of transfers internally, balancing up some extra revenue and other monies that we have. Then on the additional bills list, there was a couple of notes here I had. The ambulance fund had a couple of particular bills at American Tire for some vehicle repairs. That was $11,000. Mostly routine bills I saw, guys. Anybody have any questions on them?
Is that American Tire bill, Joe? The engine replacement, yes.
Is it back on the road yet, Joe?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
Any questions on the bills or transfers? I got Rhonda on the phone if you need me. On the mic here. Or she was.
I'm here.
Okay. Entertain a motion to approve the bills and transfers.
I'll make that motion.
Bernard Ice made the motion to approve. Was that second by Eric? Was that you, Eric? He froze up on me again.
I'll second.
Second by Jeff. Thank you. Pinch hitter. Thank you. All approved, say aye. Disapprove? And the motion will carry. Okay? Next order of business would be the second reading of the amendments to the administrative code that we approved on first reading and advertised the last court meeting. Entertain a motion to approve on second reading and adoption of that ordinance.
I'll make that motion.
Motion by Jeff Lear. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Gary. Further discussion? All approved, say aye. Disapprove? Motion will carry. Thank you all. Brad, do you want to talk a little bit about some additional work that we want to do on the courthouse here?
Sure. So you guys should have got an email from me concerning the courthouse. Gary, if you remember, that was the stuff we talked about while we were in Dean's office together that day.
Yes, sir.
What we got is these areas are below where we tuck pointed originally, and there's some additional areas we'd like to seal up. There was a quote from that company that did the work called Snell Contracting, $32,250. This will be an attempt to finally seal up everything, guys.
Well, actually, Brad, let me just say this. We went back and we temporarily put some caulking. And since we've done that, the building's been dry. And so now we've identified the spots, but it needs to be permanently made. And I know Gary and Keith are both familiar with that. I'm pretty sure they are. I would recommend to the court go ahead and get that lined up to get completed. If I could entertain a motion to do that.
I'll make that motion.
Keith will make a motion. Is there a second?
I'll second it.
Second by Gary. Now discussion. Eric, you had some discussion until you froze up. That's one good thing about this. You freeze up, you're out, man.
I have a question, Judge, while we're waiting on that. After we get these repairs done on this time, will that take care of the whole roof area?
Well, this is actually below the roof area. Can't guarantee it, but it will be the last leg, I think.
Okay.
And
Well,
we kind of figured we might have to do this when we started the project anyway.
After we get this repaired, can we fix that mess there going down the steps?
That will give us some good fodder to do that, yes. And since it's been dry for a while.
We've been kind of waiting on that, Keith, to do that. You know, we didn't want to do that before we did this debate, honestly.
Yes, didn't understand.
Motion to approve the contract.
I thought we done made a.
Oh, we did have a motion and a second. Okay, all approve, say aye.
Aye.
Disapprove? The motion will carry. Thank you all for reminding me of that. Poor old Eric, he's still frozen. Y'all won't get him.
Wasn't he the one that said he was real computer savvy and all of us old guys didn't know what we was doing?
It might be his internet system over there, but they're on the Bardstown internet system.
City.
We'll move on. On the agenda, I put a special Zoom meeting next week on the 28th to approve the budget. At this time, I have Jeff McKenzie's on the picture. You see Jeff's face? You got there, Jeff. You need to unmute yourself.
Can you hear me?
Jeff, there you are.
Hello?
Everybody remember Jeff? From
Yes.
court? Jeff, you want to tell us a little bit what you want to do?
Sure. Thanks for the time. It's great to see you all in my Brady Bunch view of each of your little faces. Seems like this is all we do now. So what this is a request from Bardstown Bourbon Company. If you recall, you approved back before the end of the year, you approved the bond deals for each of Bardstown. We called it Bardstown Barrel and Bardstown Bottling.
Yes.
So there's a big bottling plant and 3 rick houses as part of the project. We have a new CFO at BBC now, and she would like them to be consolidated, which makes more sense. I think it would have been easier for us with all of our conversations and all from the beginning.
That's what Keith said from the start.
Yeah, exactly. So what we'll do is, what we're asking for is just to combine the two. All the numbers stay the same. Everything stays the same. We're just going to change the names back to Bardstown Bourbon Company for these 2 projects. So again, it's a bottling plant with, I think, 25 jobs.
Already been made, Judge.
I'm sorry?
What was it?
I think that was Aaron from a long time ago. He's a couple minutes back.
Oh, yeah. I think you're right. Boy, oh, boy.
So,
Sorry about that, Jeff.
That's all right. That's right. So it's, as you know from before, 25 jobs plus another 3 at the rick houses, so 28 jobs projected pretty conservatively, I think. And the investment's pretty substantial in both cases. And it's, and it's going on. And we'll start on construction any day now as far as the land and site improvements. So what we're looking for right now is to authorize the judge to sign.
Everything was going toward the south end of Ken.
So, and that's, so the request is just to combine the projects under Bardstown Bourbon Company as if we brought those in that way the first day. And then also we have a loan that's the start of the construction loan that kicks in any day now. We'll close that in the next week or so. And if you could authorize the judge to sign those documents, we'll get started. We'll complete construction in 2021 on schedule.
You guys understand it? Keith, you understand that? Gary?
Yes. Yes.
But doesn't Matthew need to look these over?
Well, he's into it knee deep right now. Jeff, can you wait?
As long as Matthew says it's the same, I'll make that motion to approve it.
Motion's been made. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Second by Jeff. Now, discussion. Discussion on that. I'm sorry I didn't get you those documents, but it's the same thing you had last time. But this just came up this past week. No further discussion. All approved, say aye.
Aye.
Disapprove? The motion carries. Matthew, it's on your back now.
Fair enough.
Yeah. Matthew's already dissected it, yes.
Well, thank you very much.
Thank you, Jeff.
Thank you.
Thank you, Court, because on that late notice like that, I didn't get that till a little late Friday. Tell them, Jeff, I'm not pulling their leg.
Yeah.
I'll back the judge on that. We've got the finance documents right there on Thursday night, so that's when he saw them.
Okay, we'll move on to Road Department report. Where's Lee when you need him?
Can you hear me? Yes. Okay. We finished up the bulky item pickup on Wednesday, April the 8th, removing the 2 snow prep days that we had. We actually finished on time, so I was happy with that. On April the 8th, we also had some severe weather, including an EF1 tornado in the Caucasus Creek area. We sent about half of our guys out that night, around midnight, to remove several trees that had fallen across the roads. The guys had all the roads open around 3:30 a.m. We spent the next couple of days cleaning up tree debris from that storm. We started replacing culverts for some roads that were scheduled for overlay. We replaced 4 pipes on Coon Hollow Road last week, and that road is now ready to be overlaid. We're currently replacing 2 pipes on Wilkerson Road, starting that today in District 5. We graded and rocked some areas on Cecil Ridge Road and Leonard Hall Road in District 1. There were some areas which was in some needed repair, so we did take care of that. And yesterday we started grade work on some ditch line out in Pembroke subdivision. We're doing this to improve drainage because we had some calls for some residents with concerns about the drainage in that area. So we've been working there again starting yesterday. We removed some dead trees on McCubbins Lane and Barnes Road in District 3. We're going to have some more trees that are scheduled to be removed in the county. This is an ongoing problem, mostly with ash trees, that emerald ash borer. So we're going to be continuing to fight that battle. We will begin mowing the right-of-way starting Monday, May the 4th. This year we're starting in District 5 because we started in District 4 last year. We rotate the districts on the mowing season. Also, we sent a PO for a dump bed on the Dodge 5500. The total with the install was $9,700, and there's about a 10-week time period on getting this installed. And that's all I had.
That could be, by the way, Court, that could be close to our new budget season, so I'm keeping that in mind as well. Okay. Landfill solid waste report.
Dean, hold on a second.
Okay, yes, Brad.
Just so you guys know, Whiteside Road, we open bids on that May 5th. We'll either do it through this Zoom meeting again, or we'll see what life brings us by then. Mike Rogers has indicated they're going to start paving on the 27th. We have several roads left over from last year. You know, he's indicating it's only going to take 2 to 3 weeks, and he'll be completely through our entire list. So if weather works in our favor, you know, maybe by middle of May, end of May, we'll be done with what we've issued POs on. That's all.
Okay. Landfill solid waste, John?
Okay, like Lee said, finished bulk yard and pickup. Our final numbers, I emailed those out yesterday. Pretty similar to last year, with cubic yards, 4,607, 1,068 tons for a total of dollar value of 38,824. So it was down a little bit from last year, but very similar. And coming into the solid waste, the garbage is really heavy. Everybody's at home, so it's been very busy. And just a quick reminder, just to make sure everybody has their stuff bagged up. We don't want a bunch of loose tissues and Kleenexes in the garbage can to help our guys out. Other than that, that's all I had.
Thank you, John. EMS, Joe?
Emergency services report under EMA. First item I report on is our cases of COVID-19 in Nelson County. Currently, we have had 13 positive cases. One still hospitalized out of 2. 5 are home quarantine, and 7 have been released from quarantine. That's pretty good for the county. Item number 2 are PPE supplies that we've received and dispersed to date. 231 gowns received, 201 used and dispersed. 13,570 N95 masks have been received. 9,450 have been dispersed. 107,892 surgical masks received. 98,792 have been dispersed. We have received 168 gallons of sanitizer from Department of Health and local distilleries, and have dispersed 89 gallons of that. 60 gallons of disinfectant have been received. 35 gallons have been dispersed. Agencies receiving these supplies have been Flagey Hospital, our long-term health care facilities, our medical clinics, all doctors' offices, assisted living centers, Nazareth, and all first responder agencies. Well, we continue to work to try to gain access to additional PPE supplies and equipment as they become available. We did receive a large donation from Ford Motor Company. 250 face shields were donated by the Ford Motor Company, and they donate throughout the nation. To follow up on Lee, the tornado on April 8th, National Weather Service confirmed that was an EF1 tornado with winds of 90-95 miles an hour. Touched down just north side of a large home and farm on Fairfield Road, and it continued southeast for about 4 miles, crossing Chester Hahn Road. It caused sporadic damage in its path. It was about a 45-yard width for that tornado. And then it had straight line winds on Dugan Lane at about 80 miles an hour. So we conducted that survey with them and completed those findings. And that's been filed with the state as well. Under EMS, following up on the cost, the engine has been replaced in the 4-wheel drive, and it's back in service. It's been back in service for about 2 weeks. Our calls for service for April look like are down right now about 15% over the same time last year, about 20% before that. So right now for April, we're averaging about 14.5 runs a day. We usually about 16 to 17 runs a day. As a part of the CARES Act, we have received stimulus funding for EMS agency, and all EMS agencies across the nation receive some of these funds. These funds are used to help replenish PPE, supplies and equipment, and offset reduced revenue for patients that have been.
I was waiting for you to come in with that, Joe, that last, and
Well,
replace lost revenue.
Right, here's the kicker that you'll really like. It's lost revenue for COVID-19 patients. We're not allowed to bill for those patients in excess of their insurance. So this money helps offset those patients. As we received $73,011.02 in that stimulus money. We screen our staff daily. I'm happy to report that all our staff are healthy and remain healthy so far. We are on our roster down 2 full-time slots. One of those is called up to the military, and the other one is a resignation. And we have one part-time off for an injury that he received at his home. So we're looking at some applications. We'll be interviewing a couple of folks to help out with our backfill on our open shifts. Right now, we have enough PPE supplies and equipment based on our usage to take us out about 3 weeks if everything stays the same. That'd be my report.
Thank you, Joe, for all your efforts and even your staff.
Hey, Judge, can I hop in here real quick?
Yes.
I just wanted to give a special shout out as well to Joe, his staff, and Raymond Pinaroa. We had a situation develop. Actually, it was over Easter weekend, Good Friday. It started on Good Friday. And Raymond Pinaroa, he worked, tirelessly to get a COVID patient who was homeless somewhere to stay, where he was safe, wasn't going to impact the jail. So he deserves some big props, as does Joe, for all his help in making that happen. So I just wanted to say that.
Indeed, I will echo the same thing that Matthew said. They were pretty intense. It always happens on a Friday night, a Saturday, and a Sunday. Doesn't it, Raymond?
Yes, it does. I appreciate the acknowledgement from Matthew in the court.
All the way from picking up groceries and medicines.
It was truly a team effort. For those of you that don't know, it started on Friday. Saturday, we moved them to undisclosed location, and we came up with a camper for him on Sunday. Shout out to Salt River for coming out and putting a meter to Economy Pest Control. It was a truly a team effort in everything in a location for him, and basically preventing the spread from a guy that didn't have somewhere to be.
Thank you. Buck, I don't have Buck here on for the jail report. I thought he was going to join us, but I will say this, the population has been down quite a bit. Where I think last time I checked this week, it was 86, or last week it was 86 inmates versus say 140 or so. So that's a great reduction. I hope the expenses are proportionately adjusted according to the number of inmates that we're keeping. And I trust that Buck and Jessica are doing that. Most certainly the food ought to be down quite a bit. Recreation report, Bryce?
Yeah. Just a reminder, can you hear me?
Yes.
Just a reminder to the public that all the sports fields and playgrounds are closed at Dean Watts Park, and the playgrounds at Corntown and Balltown Park are closed as well. The walking track is still open at Dean Watts Park. After work, I've been driving out there, and I've had to run a few people off, kids being on the sports fields. Rec soccer is the only sport so far out of the park that has officially announced that they're canceling their season. Little League Baseball and competitive soccer still have, a little hope because, they go all through the summer. So I'll be talking with them, communicating with them on, what they need to do. And then I'm still maintaining the sports fields as normal.
And Bryce, make sure we follow the governor's orders on all those leagues, okay?
Absolutely, yeah. Yeah, the park's closed, so there's no sports going on.
But when they restart, though, is what I'm saying. Yeah. They do get to restart.
Okay.
Okay?
Yes, sir.
Eric is still having difficulty. He and I have been texting. If you saw me texting a few minutes ago, I've asked him. I was going to ask him to do a thumbs up when when he said yes or a thumbs down when he said no, but he's froze again. But he can hear us. He can hear us well. Sorry about that, Eric. Also, going back to ambulance service a little bit, we received a check from the, I don't know if you can see this or not. Can you see that? Where am I? You can't see that. Okay. It's a check for $7,333. It's in regards to the Briggs estate. Mr. Briggs gave us a check previously. It was $60,000, wasn't it, Joe?
Yes, sir.
And his estate's been finalized now, so we got the balance of that $7,333.
I can put it to use.
He's always putting the money to use. But no, it will be used for something that the ambulance service sees that they need. He was a very generous gentleman from the Bloomfield area that contributed a lot of money to a lot of organizations. So we want to thank him. And he doesn't have any immediate family. I wish we could. Let me talk a little bit about the budget. As I mentioned, I want to have a special meeting next Tuesday. Ron and I have been working on that for months. A lot of it, the work has gone south. We're heading down a bad road as far as the road department goes. We've been advised that Keith, I saw that, Keith. We've been advised that the road revenue could be down anywhere from $200,000 to $500,000 for Nelson County. Now some of that might be spread out in the rural secondary program. We were supposed to get a number on that this week. Those are all estimates. And let me just say this, the line item in your budget that's called County Road Aid. You guys just approved a contract on that a few months ago. And in doing so, during the year, they will distribute 60% of the funds up front in August. And then you'll get 30% in January. 5% goes to the emergency fund. An additional 5% or better sometimes will come right at the end of the fiscal year. You've already been advised that that end of the fiscal year money is not coming to us. That was about $170,000. So that's on the immediate side. And so we'll take that as a reduction going forward because that falls into our new fiscal year as well. It usually comes in July. And Rhonda, correct me if I'm wrong on that. Is that right, Rhonda?
You're correct.
Okay. And then, if we take that amount plus an additional $200,000 or $300,000, we seriously have to think about: are we going to do any blackout this year? I'm looking for a reaction, guys. What are your thoughts?
I need more this year than I did last year.
Well, Keith, you've been manager 9 years. It's the same thing each year. I'm teasing you now.
I thought you was. I was hoping you was.
But seriously, we need to look at all. We have a position open. Brad, I can tell you, we have not replaced that position. Going forward, it may be a couple of other layoffs necessary, but we'll see. The occupational tax funds is going to be down a little bit this fiscal year or current fiscal year that we're in. Thank goodness we don't depend solely on it like Jefferson County. They're having to borrow $240 million. And so we balance our revenue streams real well, I think, overall, where you're not solely dependent on one area. But it will impact what you do going forward. The court facility fees at Diane's office that we get about $60,000 or $80,000 a year out of, that's going to be down some because they're not holding courts now. And all that is in our current fiscal year. So there will be some shortfalls going forward, and I can go through a whole list of similar things. I have been told that there could be a possibility of some federal stimulus money coming to the counties and cities. I'm not going to hold my breath, but we will see. You guys have any comments?
I think we got an email from Keiko concerning that. Coming down.
Yes, you did.
And,
lobbying your federal
contact our congressman to show our support of that vote.
Yes. Jeff, what are your thoughts?
I'd kind of like to see the draft of the budget to see how we're going to be impacted on it.
Okay.
But you're talking about also for this current fiscal year.
This current fiscal year, we're gonna be okay, Jeff.
Yeah.
We're gonna be down in occupational tax fund, but I've got about $150,000 cushion there. Rhonda's got some numbers here for me.
The jail was.
Okay, the jail is on the line now. Okay, we'll bring him in just a second. But yeah, Jeff, I'll try to get that to you, early next, maybe at the end of this week even, maybe. Because you're on the budget committee. I think Gary's on the budget committee. I'll double check. I mean, not budget, yeah, the budget committee. I think Gary, you are too as well. It might be Eric, but I'll check.
Well, kind of brings it home when you see it in black and white.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. It's real. And again, all that depends on the state giving me their numbers. We depend on those numbers. I'll make some estimates if they don't give me the numbers based on what I've been hearing. And then we'll have to adjust it 2 or 3 times probably between now and July 1st. But we're not going to be super hurt in this current fiscal year. It's the next one's going to be have an impact. If we come into this thing in the fall and we have to go around and do this type of stuff again, at any level, it could hurt us then as well. Okay, now I have Buck on the phone now. Buck, you there?
Yes. I've been listening to you.
Okay. Buck, you got any report for us?
Everybody's healthy here. Like I say, we have 74 in-house, 41 state.
It is what it is.
Yeah, how many in the house, Buck? How many in the house?
74.
74.
Oh, yes, sir.
And how many were state?
Majority are, most of them are state inmates. We got 44 state inmates.
So those folks are
paying. I sent you a copy of it. You might not have got it before we start the meeting.
No, I was in here quite early. But thank you. Anything else to report? I'm glad that we do not have that the virus floating around in there. You've done a great job on that, you and Jessica.
We check everybody that comes in the door.
Good. And I think most of our departments have done that as well. Magistrates, do you have anything you want to talk about today?
I got one comment. I would like to thank also you, Judge. I know you was involved in that patient out at the fairgrounds, and also Matthew Height.
Yeah.
And a big shout out to Raymond, a big shout out to Joe Pruitt. And I'd like to give all of you.
That sounds like the jail down there. Thank you. Yeah, magistrates have any other comments? If there's no more comments, I'll move on to an adjournment. Okay. This time entertain a motion to adjourn.
Make the motion.
Motion been made by Bernard Ice. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Second by Jeff. All approve, say aye.
Aye.
Disapprove? The motion will carry. Thank you so much. I will end this meeting. Yeah, I'll send out a notice to you too. Thank you, fellas.